Now let's start with the next chapter, which is the electrostatic fields in matter. So till now we have been studying we calculated electric field, we calculated electric potential, but only in the case of vacuum. So now we are going to study how the electric field behaves in the matter. So matter, it is made up of, you can broadly classify matter that it is made up of molecules which are either polar or they are non-polar. So broadly we can classify the molecules of a matter into two types. First is the polar molecules and second are the non-polar molecules. Now polar molecules, these are those molecules whose center of gravity of positive and the negative charges, they do not coincide. For example, HCl molecule, or you can say carbon monoxide. So in the book, in the models book, they have given the example of carbon dioxide, but carbon dioxide, it is an example of non-polar molecule. So polar molecules are those in which the center of gravity of positive and negative charges, they do not coincide, and the example is HCl molecule or carbon monoxide. So that you have already done in chemistry subject, that this hydrogen atom, it loses the electron, and the electron that hydrogen loses, it is given to the chlorine atom. So which means that hydrogen atom is positively charged, that is it is a cation, and the chlorine atom is negatively charged, means it is anion. So they are separated by a certain distance, which means that the center of gravity of positive charge will not coincide with that of the negative charge. And similar is the case with carbon monoxide. So we can say that these polar molecules, they have a dipole moment already present in them. So these polar molecules, they have dipole moment. And on the other hand, the non-polar molecules, the center of gravity of positive and negative charges, they coincide with each other. So positive and negative charges, they are not separated by a certain distance. So their positive center of gravity of positive and negative charges, they coincide, and the examples are carbon dioxide, then we have hydrogen molecule, then we have chlorine molecule, and so on. So these are the examples of non-polar molecules, that is the positive and the negative charges, they are not separated. So if they are not separated, means that the non-polar molecules, they do not have any dipole moment. So there is no dipole moment in the case of non-polar molecules. So this is the next difference between polar and non-polar molecules. So here I have drawn the polar molecules. I have drawn the diagram of polar molecules, and in the case of polar molecules, we know that the center of gravity of positive and negative charges, they do not coincide. So here I have drawn a polar molecule. This is the negative side and this is the positive side, and similarly I have drawn the other polar molecules. Now on the other hand, the non-polar molecules, the center of gravity of positive and negative charges, they coincide. So I have drawn it in this manner. So this means that their positive and negative charges, they are coinciding with each other. So there will be no dipole moment present over here. Now what happens when we apply electric field to the polar and non-polar molecules? So when we apply electric field to the polar molecules, what happens when electric field is applied to these molecules, that is polar and non-polar molecules? So first of all, in the case of polar molecules, there is already dipole moment which is present inside the molecules when no electric field is present. That we have already done, that the polar molecules, they have their own dipole moment, and when external electric field is applied to the polar molecules, the dipole moment, it tends to be in the direction of the external electric field. So this is the electric field, external electric field, and the direction of the electric field is from the left hand side towards the right hand side in this example. So the electric field, it always goes from positive to the negative side. So this would be the positive plate of the capacitor and this would be the negative plate of the capacitor, and inside the two plates there will be electric field from positive plate towards the negative plate. So this is how we apply the electric field. Now the molecules which are placed inside the space which is present in the capacitor, so these molecules, they already have the negative and the positive side. So negative side, it will tend to be towards the positive plate, and this positive side of the molecule, it will tend to be towards the negative side of the plate. So the external electric field is from the left hand side towards the right hand side direction. So this would be the positive plate and this would be the negative plate. So the molecules, these polar molecules, they tend to be, the dipole moment of these molecules, it tends to be in the direction of electric field. Now what is dipole moment? Dipole moment, the direction of the dipole moment is from the negative charge towards the positive charge. So the dipole moment of this molecule will be in this direction, the dipole moment of this molecule, it will be in this direction, and dipole moment of this molecule will be in this direction. So it is from negative to the positive side. Now when no electric field is present, these polar molecules, they are randomly arranged so that the net dipole moment comes out to be equal to 0. So when no electric field is present, these are arranged in a random manner and the net dipole moment will be equal to 0. But when electric field is applied, external electric field is applied, so for this kind of electric field, this side would be positive side of the plate and this will be the negative side of the plate. So the negative of the molecule, negative part of the molecule, it will get attracted towards the positive plate and the positive part will get attracted towards the negative side of the plate. So which means that the dipole moment of the molecule, it will tend to be in the direction of electric field. Now dipole moment, it will tend to be in the direction of electric field when external electric field is applied. So when electric field is applied to the polar molecules, they arrange themselves such that their dipole moment is in the direction of electric field. But at a temperature, room temperature, these molecules, they are not able to be completely aligned. So basically these molecules, they must be completely aligned in the direction of electric field when external electric field is applied, but they do not do so, they are not able to do so because of the external room temperature. So due to the room temperature, there are some thermal agitations due to which these molecules, they are not able to completely align in the direction of the electric field. So there is a thermal motion that does not allow the complete alignment. So there are vibrations due to which these molecules, they are not able to align completely in the direction of electric field, but the dipole moment, it tends to be in the direction. So you can say this arrow, this dipole moment in this direction, it is almost in the direction of electric field, and this arrow is also in the direction of almost in the direction of electric field, and so on. You can see this arrow and this direction of the dipole moment. So this is how the polar molecule behaves when external field is applied. So how does it behave? The dipole moment of the molecules, they tend to be in the direction of electric field, but they are not able to do so, that complete alignment is not possible because of the external room temperature, and due to room temperature there are thermal vibrations due to which these molecules, they are not able to align completely. So by increasing the strength of electric field and by decreasing the temperature, by increasing the strength of electric field and by decreasing the room temperature, these molecules, they can align completely in the direction of electric field. So you have to increase the strength of the external field as well as you have to decrease the temperature. So only then these molecules will be completely aligned in the direction of electric field. Now, how the non-polar molecules behave when electric field is applied. So, in the case of non-polar molecules, when no field is applied, the dipole moment is zero in that case. But when electric field is applied, the negative and the positive parts of the molecules, they get separated. So as you can see over here, when electric field is applied, the negative side, it goes towards the positive side of the plate. It moves towards the positive side of the plate, and this positive part of the molecule, it slightly moves towards the negative side of the plate, but they are not able to get separated because there is some electrostatic attraction between these two positive and negative parts, due to which they are not able to get completely separated. So this negative part of the molecule, it will move slightly towards the positive part of the external capacitor plate, and the positive part, it slightly moves towards the negative part of the external capacitor plate. So you can see now a dipole moment is induced. So earlier on there was no dipole moment in the case of non-polar molecules. Now when external field is applied with the help of these capacitors, so the molecules, they have a dipole moment. So we say that in these molecules, dipole moment is induced when electric field is applied, and this is called as the induced dipole moment. So here the dipole moment is induced only when electric field is applied, and you can see that the direction is completely, the direction of the dipole moment is completely in the direction of the electric field. Now, degree of separation between these positive and negative charges, it depends upon the strength of the electric field. More is the strength of the electric field, more will be the separation between these two, between the negative and the positive parts of this molecule, and it is independent of temperature in this case. So here the dipole moment, the direction, or you can say the alignment of the molecules, is independent of the temperature, unlike the previous case in which the alignment dependent upon the external temperature. So here the alignment was dependent upon the temperature, but in the case of non-polar molecules, it does not depend upon temperature, it is independent of temperature, and the separation between the negative and the positive parts of the molecule depends upon the strength of the electric field. More is the strength, that is more is the electric field, more will be the separation. Now when in the case of non-polar molecules, when we remove the electric field, when this electric field is removed, this whole system, it comes back to this system. So the dipole moment which is induced, it will disappear when electric field is removed. So when electric field is removed, the molecules will again become non-polar. So molecules will again become non-polar when electric field is removed. So when electric field is applied, you can see that there is a polarization. So there is a separation between the charges. So we see that dielectric, or whatever material we will be using, so we will say that the dielectric, or you can say any insulator that we will use, for example glass, rubber, etc. So that dielectric, when it is placed in the electric field, so the molecules of the dielectric, they get polarized in the same way. So we say that the dielectric, it is said to be polarized. So this is the polarization of the dielectric, or polarization of the matter. Now we are going to start with the polarization of matter. So now we are going to see the various terms that come when we polarize a dielectric. So here we have placed a parallel plate capacitor. So the left side of the capacitor is positively charged, and the right plate of the capacitor is negatively charged. So the electric field in this case it will go from positive towards the negative charge, so it will be going from left hand side towards the right hand side, so it will be a uniform electric field. And let's say the electric field is given by E naught vector and the direction is from the left hand side towards the right hand side. So this is the parallel plate capacitor. Now what we do is we want to study the polarization of matter, so we have to introduce some material inside this electric field. So we place a dielectric, we place any dielectric inside this parallel plate capacitor. So we place it over here, and we know that when electric field is applied, the molecules inside the molecules, the negative and the positive charges, they get separated. So in the case of this also, in the case of this dielectric also, the negative and the positive charges, they will get separated and dipole moment will be induced. So we can see over here, when this dielectric is placed in the parallel plate capacitor, these molecules, they get polarized, or you can say the dielectric gets polarized. So the negative side of the molecule, it will be closer to the positive plate, and positive side of the molecule will be closer to the negative plate. Similarly, all the molecules, they will align themselves in this particular manner. Now the positive and the negative charges inside the dielectric. So we are just seeing inside the dielectric, you can see that this positive charge, it is very much closer to this negative charge, so they will cancel the effect of each other, and this positive charge is again closer to this negative charge, so they will cancel the effect of each other. Similarly, all the positive and negative charges which are present inside the dielectric, all these positive and negative charges, they will cancel the effect of each other. So what we will be just left with is negative charge on the left hand side, on this left hand side of the dielectric, and positive charge on the right hand side of the dielectric. So we will have these positive and negative plates, they will remain the same. The electric field, the external electric field which is applied, that remains the same. Now what we have done is we have introduced a dielectric, and the dielectric, it gets polarized due to the external electric field. So the negative side, the left hand side of the dielectric, it will appear to be negatively charged, and the right hand side of the dielectric, it will appear to be positively charged. So there is appearance of the charge on the surfaces of the dielectric bar. So this is the dielectric bar, and there is appearance of the charge on the surfaces. So on the left hand side we can see there is negative charge, and on the right hand side there is positive charge. So appearance of the charge on the surfaces of the dielectric bar, so which is induced by the external electric field. So this charge on both the sides is induced by the external electric field, and this phenomena of appearance of the charges on two sides of the dielectric bar due to the external electric field is called as the polarization. So we say that the dielectric is polarized. Now these are the net charges which are present on the surfaces. So you can see over here, this is the negative charge, and on this side there is positive charge. So there will be electric field which will be induced inside the dielectric. So this is induced by the electric field. So there will be electric field induced inside the dielectric bar, and the direction of the electric field is always from positive to the negative charge. So the electric field which is induced by the external electric field. So this electric field which is shown by blue arrows, this is induced by this electric field, external electric field. So let's say that the electric field which is induced inside the dielectric, it is given by EP vector, and its direction will be from positive to the negative side. So what will be the net electric field inside the dielectric? So inside the dielectric, what will be the resultant electric field? So externally we have applied E0 vector, we have applied this vector with this electric field. So this is the external electric field which is applied to this whole system, and on the dielectric also there will be E0 vector which will go from positive to the negative side. So it will go from the left hand side towards the right hand side in the dielectric. But due to this E0 vector, there is EP vector which is induced inside the dielectric, and its direction is from the right hand side to the left hand side. So its direction is opposite to that of the external electric field. So what will be the net electric field inside this dielectric? So net electric field inside the dielectric is given by E vector, and it will be equal to E0 vector minus EP vector, because they are in opposite direction. So E0 vector, it goes from the left hand side towards the right hand side, and EP vector which is induced due to this E0 vector, this has a direction from this has a direction from the right hand side towards the left hand side. So the net electric field inside the dielectric will be E0 vector minus EP vector. Now E0 vector is obviously greater than the EP vector, because EP vector is just induced by the external electric field. So this is just induced. So this is the external electric field, and obviously it will be greater than that of EP vector. So the net electric field will be E0 vector minus EP vector, and this net electric field, it will be in the direction of the external electric field. Obviously external electric field is greater than EP vector, so the resultant electric field E vector, it will have a direction from left hand side towards the right hand side. So net electric field inside the dielectric, we are talking about inside the dielectric, that will be E vector, and it will go from left hand side towards the right hand side, or you can say it will be in the direction of E0 vector. So how do we define some properties of dielectric? So first of all, we define dielectric constant. So dielectric constant is given by small. Dielectric constant is defined as the ratio of the total electric field which you are applying externally to the electric field which is present inside the dielectric. So inside the dielectric there is E vector. Inside the dielectric there is E vector, so we are just using their magnitudes. So the dielectric constant is defined as the ratio of the total external electric field which you are using to the net electric field which is present inside the dielectric. So inside the dielectric there is EP vector which is induced, but what is the net electric field? It is E0 vector minus EP vector, which is nothing but E vector. So the dielectric constant is given by E0 divided by E. So it will be E0 divided by E. E is nothing but E0 minus EP. So from here, in this ratio, the denominator, it will be obviously either less or it will be equal to that of the numerator. So this denominator is in subtraction form. So in the numerator we have E0, in the denominator we have E0 minus EP. So this denominator will be either it will be less or it will be equal to that of the numerator. So this ratio E0 divided by E0 minus EP, it will always be greater than or equal to 1. So due to this property that the denominator, it will always be less than that of the numerator or it will be equal to that of the numerator. So this ratio, it will always be greater than or equal to 1, which means that the dielectric constant for any material, it is always greater than or equal to 1. And for vacuum, and in the case of vacuum, there is nothing present. So what is vacuum? When the space which is completely empty is called as vacuum. So if there is complete vacuum present in this parallel plate capacitors, so there will be no molecules, so there will be no dipole moment which will be induced, which means that there will be no induced electric field. So This EP will be equal to 0 in that case. So K will come out to be equal to 1 for the case of vacuum. So only for the case of vacuum, K is equal to 1 as there is no molecule present. So there will be no induced dipole moment. So dielectric constant for the case of vacuum is equal to 1.